Welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel. I'm getting ready to run my COVID-19 analysis, my daily analysis for the U.S. As you will see, the U.S. is currently experiencing a decline in cases. I'm sorry, an increase in cases, but a decline in deaths. I personally think that deaths are more important than cases because there may come a day we may, because what happens if the disease never goes away? What happens if cases never get below, you know, 10,000 a week? What if deaths never completely go away? Vaccination is great, but it doesn't work. It doesn't, it could take months to get the most vulnerable people vaccinated. But anyway, let's just take a look at the numbers here. Okay, we're currently averaging 30,741 cases per day, but only 933 deaths. Current mortality rate is 3.3%. So we take a look at the mortality rate, which is 3.3%. Look at all the days when the daily mortality rate was less than this line here. Now, There's two ways you can lower mortality rate. You can increase the one way is to decrease the number of deaths in relationship to the number of cases. But if cases go up and the deaths per day remain the same, right, then the mortality rate will go down also. All right, it's just something to think about. Okay, this should be no surprise. The cases continue to climb, and I don't, you know, the blue line's interesting because according to not John Hopkins, according to Washington University's Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation, there's a 17 to 21 day period between infection and death. Excuse me. And that's this line right here. So what that means is anybody beyond any cases beyond uh, the deaths should be taken the deaths should be taken have already been taken place for anyone to the left of this line, which means this huge spike here, we should have seen a massive spike in deaths. Okay? And this here is the days yet to come. Now, here's the thing: if we come over here, if we look at deaths, you can see there is a slight increase here, creeping up towards 1,000 deaths per day. But overall, the average is still, what do we say? 133 deaths per day on average. Okay, so you can see this right here. Once again, the spike up here, but all these cases should have, in terms of deaths, all these cases, unless someone's sitting on some deaths out there, the deaths should have already been accounted for. Now, we'll point out that there is two conspiracy theories out there. One says that somebody out there in the U.S. is withholding tens of thousands of deaths. Someone's holding tens of thousands of COVID-19 deaths until right before the election. There's a second conspiracy theory that says, well, actually, there's tens of thousands of deaths that's being withheld till after the election. So it depends on what side of the coin you end up with, which one of those conspiracy theories you want to think about. When we zoom in on deaths, you can see deaths are beginning to spike a little bit, but even so, it's still going to be well below the spike back here, right? Because as we talk about cases, we always talk about the biggest the biggest number of if the news media can talk about the largest number of cases since April 1st, well, I can talk about the largest number of deaths since April 16th then. Okay. But I'm going to be kind and also say this line here. All right. Now, the trend up is a minor concern, but it could just be another spike like right here. This remains to be seen. What you can see, and this is obvious, is that this line here is the average number of cases per week, and we can see this two spike here. But the question still remains: where are the deaths from this spike back here? Have the deaths already been counted and accounted for back over here? Deaths. This is what I want you to see. This is the average number of deaths per day. What, 933? Not average number of deaths per week. But look at this. Look at all the weeks when we were below this average. Yeah, we had a little spike here, but even that wasn't really that bad. It lasted 2 weeks and then began to decline again. And of course, it's not remotely close to this spike up here. So let's take a look at deaths, monthly cases now. So what we can see, you can see that October's death has passed September's, and there's a chance of cases. I'm sorry, October cases have already passed September, and there's a chance that they may also pass uh, August also. Deaths, as you can see, deaths continue to remain low. Right? It may catch September's death, remains to be seen, but still, we still got two. We had a small spike here, followed by two down here. So the number of downturns, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we had 4 months of decline, and 3 months where it increased, right? This is a number that's not really that useful. All I'm doing here is just these two lines are just it's a moving average of the deaths, a 14-day moving average, and a 30-day moving average. It doesn't really tell us much. This is just an extreme smooth fitted curve, similar to what you saw on the Washington University's website, the smooth curve. Uh, even with you smooth out, you're still going to see there's going to be this huge continuing increase in cases. Okay. So anyway, from my perspective, the news to us continues to be good. Cases continue to remain low. Mortality rate continues to remain low also. So anyway, thanks so much for your time. We will catch you on the next report.